Welcome to our channel Learning Math. In this video, we're going to learn about lines in orthonormal system, how to draw these lines, how to find the equations of lines passing through particular point, in addition to the length of a segment, which is the distance between 2 points in an orthonormal system. The second video will be about parallel and perpendicular lines and how to determine their equations. Now let's start together. Before reading this rule, let's understand together the figure. As you see here, we are having 2 points located on the same straight line, and the third one is outside this line. For points, in order to be on the same straight line, there should be a specific relation between their coordinates. Other points that do not satisfy this relation are located outside this line. Now, what's this relation? It's the equation of the straight line. The general form for an equation of a straight line D is y equals ax plus b. What are these terms? X and y are variables. They represent the coordinates of any point on this line, wherever it's located on it. While a and b are also variables, they indicate for us how to draw the straight line D. Moreover, a is said to be the slope or directing coefficient of the straight line D. It indicates the inclination of this line. Well, here we have an example, a straight line D with equation y equals 3x minus 2. Sure, the slope is the number that precedes x, it's here 3. If there is no number, it means the slope will be 1, x is like 1x. Now let's learn together how to draw such line in an orthonormal system. You know, when we join 2 points, we get a straight line. Well, to draw the line in an orthonormal system, we should join 2 particular points that should be on this line. Let's find these points together. As you see, the equation of D is y equal 3x minus 2. We can take any value for x. For example, for x equal 0, y equals what? 3 times 0 minus 2. Now we multiply them. 3 times 0 is 0, minus 2 we copy it. 0, it does not affect neither in minus nor in plus. So y equals minus 2. What are the coordinates of this point right now? 0, minus 2. Sure, we start by x, then y. As you see here, I have named it to indicate it on the figure. In questions, don't name your particular points in order not to mix between names that are given with other coordinates. Now let's plot this point. As you see, 0 minus 2. This is the first particular point. Now we're going to find the second one. For x equal 1, for example, you can take any value for x you want. We just replace x by its value. So y equals 3 times 1 minus 2. 3 times 1, sure, it's 3, minus 2, 1. So x equals 1 and y equal 1. Now what are the coordinates of the other particular point? 1, 1. We just plot it and join them to get the straight line D. Well, something very important. Some find the coordinates of particular points in another way. They say for x equals 0, we have here a times 0 is 0. 0 plus b, b. So y equals b. So they say that the first particular point has the coordinates 0, b. The second particular point they choose for y equals 0. They solve the equation ax plus b equals 0. They get x equals minus b over a. So the coordinates of the second particular point will be minus b over a, 0. They start by x, then y. Well, as you see here, this line has infinite number of points. However you choose your particular points, when you join them, you will get the same straight line. Well, something else, as you see here, the straight line D is increasing. It's towards upright. Well, why it's in increasing direction? Since its slope is positive. Lines having positive slopes are in an increasing direction. Here, as you see, the slope 3 is positive. Now, this is a very important particular case. For lines passing through the origin O, they have b equals 0. We have just learned the general form of an equation is y equal ax plus b. If the line passes through the origin, then B will be 0. So the equation of lines passing through the origin is y equal ax only. Here we have an example. D having a straight line D having y equal minus 2x, sure the slope of this line is minus 2. To check up why it passes through the origin, if we choose for x equals 0, what should be y? Isn't it minus 2 times 0? So minus 2 times 0, so y equals 0. Here the coordinates of the particular point are 0, 0, which are the coordinates of the origin O. So we can say that this line is passing through the origin O. Sure, you don't need to solve in this way. You can use it as rule directly. We just say here, y equal minus 2x, b equals 0, then the straight line D is passing through the origin O. Now we have found the first particular point. Let's find the second particular point together. You can choose any value you want for x. Here I have chosen it for x equal 1. We just replace x by 1. So y equals minus 2 times 1 equals minus 2. Now the second particular point has the coordinates 1, minus 2, x, then y. Now we plot it here, 1, minus 2, and we join them to get the straight line D. As you see, D is directed towards down right. It's in a decreasing direction. Why? Because its slope is negative. As you see here, the slope is minus 2. When we have negative slopes, we have decreasing lines. Well, we have started at the beginning of this video explaining that points to be on the same line should have the same relation between their coordinates, which is the equation of the straight line, as here y equal ax plus b. Points outside this line do not satisfy this relation. Well, as you see here, we have a straight line D of equation y equal ax plus b passing through a point A of coordinates x, y. We say that the coordinates of A satisfy the equation of D. In this case, we can replace y by ya and x by xa. So ya equals axa plus b. When do we use this case? We can have two questions. The first one, if we have a straight line D passing through a particular point A, we can directly say that ya equals axa plus b. The other kind of questions is to prove that the straight line D is passing through a point A. As you see here in this example, they are asking us show that D passes through A. They can also ask you same question but in different way, show that A belongs to D. Well, both questions have the same focus and are solved in the same method. First, let's start by drawing the straight line D. As you see here, we have y equal minus 3x plus 4. You have learned how to plot the particular points. The first particular point 0, 4. The second one is the point 1, 1. When we join them, we get the straight line D having equation y equal minus 3x plus 4. Well, let's start together. What happens for any point on this straight line? However this point moves, it should satisfy the relation y equal minus 3x plus 4. What about the point A? Can we say that ya equals minus 3xa plus 4? Let's check it out. Some students write it in this way and solve. They replace ya by its value and xa by its value. If they didn't write the question mark, it's completely wrong. Because if you don't write question mark, you consider that A is on the line D and they are asking you to prove it. When we put the question mark, it means that we are stating our focus to prove them equal. You can solve, as you see here, I have just solved minus 3x plus 4 to get it equal to ya. Minus 3xa plus 4. What's the value of xa? Isn't it 1? We just replace it. Plus 4, we copy it. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3 plus 4, so it's 1. Isn't it equal to ya? Look at it here. Ya is 1. So we can say that the coordinates of A satisfy the equation of D. Therefore, D passes through the point A. Now we're going to learn about the distance between 2 points in an orthonormal system, which is also the length or measure of a segment AB. To understand the rule well, follow on the figure, please. As you see, we have 2 points, A of coordinates XA, YA, and the point B of coordinates XB, YB. Here, their projections intersect at the point H. As you see, a right triangle is formed. You know that the line facing the 90 degrees is said to be the hypotenuse. Well, right triangle, we can directly apply Pythagoras theorem. We can say here that AB square is equal to HB square plus HA square. Now let's see HB. Can we find it? Well, isn't it equal to XB minus XA? So we can replace HB by XB minus XA. What about AH? Well, isn't it equal to YA minus YB? Look at here, YA. We subtract YB, we get the same length for AH. So AH is equal to YA minus YB. Now we can directly say that AB square equals XB minus XA square, which is HB square, plus AH square, which is YA minus YB square. So as you see here, AB square equals XB minus XA square plus YB minus YA square. Well, here we have YA minus YB. If we reverse them, we should put minus at the beginning, minus YB minus YA. But when we use square, minus becomes a plus on a square. So if you have a square, you can say it YB minus YA square or YA minus YB square, the same, but we have followed the same strategy as the first one. So we can write it directly, AB square equal XB minus XA square plus YB minus YA square. Well, to find the line AB, we should remove the square. How to remove it? We use radical. So we can directly write that AB equals radical XB minus XA square plus YB minus YA square. Actually, we should write, when we remove a square, we should write plus or minus radical. But here we are talking about length. We can never have a straight line of negative length, for example, minus 7 centimeters. So minus is completely rejected in length. That's why we don't put minus. We can write plus at the beginning or not. It does not affect. Now let's solve an example together. As you see, we are having the points A minus 4, 3 and B minus 2, minus 1. We can write directly the rule AB equal radical XB minus XA square plus YB minus YA square. We replace XB by its value minus 2, XA is minus 4. Sure, we cannot put 2 minus beside each other. We use parentheses. Also plus YB, which is here minus 1, minus YA, which is here 3. Well, now we just remove the parentheses. We multiply minus times minus plus. So it will be minus 2 plus 4 all square. Here we have same sign. We add them and put their sign. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. Well, now we just apply the power to them. Here, as you see, minus 2 plus 4 is plus 2. We subtract because opposite signs, and we put the sign for the greatest. 2 square is 4. Also minus 4 square minus square plus 4 square 16. So AB is equal to radical 20. We just simplify them. It's 4 times 5. So 2 square times 5. 2 is square. We can get it out of the radical. So it's 2 radical 5. Well, now we're going to learn how to find the equation of a straight line D passing through 2 points A and B. We have 3 special cases that are very important. As you see here, A minus 2, 3 and B minus 2, 2. If you note something, XA is minus 2 and XB is minus 2. We have just located them. Well, what about the line joining them? If you note something, this line is parallel to y prime OY. and also sure perpendicular to x prime or x. Something else, if we choose any point on this line, however this point is located, shouldn't it have x equal minus 2? The abscissa is minus 2. Here we have a fixed value, so we can say that the equation of the straight line AB, since xa equal xb, we can have the equation of the straight line AB is x equal minus 2 directly. X is constant here. Well, how to know its value from xa or xb? So for xa equal xb, the straight line AB has the equation x equal constant. Here x is constant. Well, in this case, we can say that AB is parallel to y prime or y. We can determine the constant from the coordinates of A or B. As you see here, another case, if we have A minus 2, 2 and B 3, 2. If you note something, YA and YB are the same. Let's locate them to understand more. As you see here, A and B are on the same level, which is the ordinate 2. Any point on the line joining them will have the same property, which is y equal to its ordinate is at the level 2. Well, here as you see, this line is parallel to x prime or x, sure also perpendicular to y prime or y. So all these points have the ordinate to y equals 2. Now we can say that YA equals YB equals 2, then the straight line AB has an equation y equal 2, which is YA or YB. You can use any one of them. So the second rule, if YA equals YB, you can say directly y is constant. This is the equation of AB. This constant is determined from A or B. In this case, we have the straight line AB is parallel to x prime or x. Finally, this is a very important case. Let's see together. In the second case, if we have XA different from XB and YA different from YB, let's see an example to understand more. As you see here, XA is 1, XB is minus 1, different from each other. YA is minus 4 and YB is minus 2. They are also different from each other. In this case, we can directly apply the rule y minus ya over x minus xa equals yb minus ya over xb minus xa. Well, some start writing x over y in both cases. It's correct using proportionality. Others also write ya minus yb over xa minus xb. It's also correct. You should follow the same strategy on both sides. Now let's start together by finding the equation of the straight line AB. Y minus ya over x minus xa equals yb minus ya over xb minus xa. Now we just replace them. Ya, you know it's minus 4. Xa is 1. We just replace them. Also yb and xb. Yb is minus 2 and xb is minus 1. We just replaced them. Well, as you see here, we cannot put two minus beside each other without parentheses. Now we multiply the signs in order to remove parentheses. Minus times minus plus. Also here, minus times minus plus. Now we just solve them. Here we have minus 2 plus 4 opposite signs. We subtract and put the sign of the greatest. Also here, minus 1, same sign. We add them and put their sign, which will be minus 2. Here 4 minus 2 is 2. Now we can simplify. 2 by 2 is 1. Also plus over minus is minus. So we can write y plus 4 over x minus 1 equal minus 1. If they are not simplified, you can use cross multiplication. Well, if they are simplified, you can solve them in this way. Here we move x minus 1 to the other side. Divided by becomes times. So y plus 4 equals minus 1 into x minus 1. Here we have divided by. When we move it, it becomes times. Here we should multiply them in order to remove parentheses. Minus 1 times x, minus times plus minus. 1 times x, you can write it x. Also minus times minus plus. 1 times 1, 1. So we can write it directly. Y plus 4 equals minus x plus 1. We want to find y equal ax plus b. So we move 4 to the other side. Here we have a plus 4. It becomes minus 4. So y equals minus x plus 1. We copy it. Plus 4 becomes minus 4. Now plus 1 minus 4, opposite signs. We subtract them and put the sign of the greatest. 4 minus 1, 3. And we put the sign minus. Therefore, what's the equation of the straight line? AB, we can write it directly. AB has the equation y equal minus x minus 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for following.